Okay, it's recording.
Alright, so just walk out.
We should have like an official introduction when we're ready.
Official introduction.
We should just look at your cards and then just that like you'll ask questions.
I don't know what
does
any
this
of them mean though.
He was literally just you. He was
Alright, so here are the things you need to know.
Okay.
These are the names of the card.
I lost the.
So you're gonna say I'm playing Gnarled Scarhead.
Okay.
And then this is the mana cost. This is the type. All this is the type. This is the set and the rarity. The color is the rarity. The symbol is the set. And this is the card text. It explains how the card works.
Wait, hold on. Oh, I was gonna.
Okay, so why don't we just like pretend to play for like a little bit until they leave.
Okay. You should tell me like the point of the game.
Okay, so first things first. Imagine we're showing up for a tournament, right? So I'm coming in. We sit down. Okay, it says I'm sitting here. So it's nice to you. Are you Jessie?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Are you Troy? Yeah. Nice to meet you. Okay. So we take our deck, and I shuffle my own deck. And so here's proper form to shuffle a deck. I actually did it slightly different than what it's supposed to be, and it's damaged cards in the past. So it's very important to see how you do this. So I'm holding it like this.
Get the fuck out, guys! You're here.
I'm holding the thing like this,
Mm-hmm.
and grab this half. And I'll show you how this works. You let go of this very gently.
Mm-hmm.
And you drop it in, and you just sort of like weave it together with this hand.
Okay. Why do you need to do it like that?
Because this randomizes, and there's no way that you can cheat, and it randomizes very, very efficiently.
Okay.
And so, like experts who shuffle, like they know that this is the best. What I like to do then is do this. I actually was at a tournament a few weeks ago that I did that in, but it was really bad because I was going fast doing this,
Uh-huh.
and then I flipped the card over, and I saw her card, so I knew what deck she was playing before. She called the judge, and I got in trouble.
So like one card can tell you what the whole deck is?
Yeah, and it actually did reveal the whole. Like it doesn't have to, but it can. It
Okay.
definitely revealed what the whole deck was.
That
And
makes
so she called the judge, and I mean it's definitely the appropriate response for her. And like I got a warning.
Okay,
and-
because you shuffled hers and she shuffled yours.
Yeah. And
Okay,
so
that
now
makes
after I think my deck is sufficient, I pass it to you.
Okay.
Okay, now you gently shuffle your opponent's deck, and you don't know how valuable your opponent's cards are, so you just sort of give them the benefit of the doubt. And professionals will do like this thing exactly 3 times. I've seen on camera, like all professionals.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean that's what I try to do when I'm at a tournament, just because I like to seem professional. But it doesn't really matter. I mean you can just do it once, and it would.
Fuck.
Yeah, make sure you do that at a tournament. I mean it doesn't really matter for camera, but okay. So say yours is ready.
Okay.
It to you. So now you take them, and you do not look at your cards yet.
Okay.
You take 7, and then now we have to have a way to decide who's going to go first or second. So this way, I don't have a dice with me, which is I'm unprepared, but I'll show you the old school technique that actually is kind of lame. Like
Okay.
you can't look at your cards; you just do that 7.
Yeah, it's just making sure.
Right. So do you think the bottom card is a land or a non-land? Just guess.
A non-land.
Okay, it's a non-land. Because it's a creature. Creatures are non-lands.
Perfect.
Alright, so this reveals information about my deck, which is why we don't actually do this in
Okay.
tournaments.
But since I don't know anything, it's okay.
It doesn't actually matter. Like, I'm just teaching you how to play.
Mm-hmm.
So you get to choose. Do you want to be on the play or the draw? Do you want to go first, or do you want to draw first?
Well, can you explain what I'm trying to accomplish?
You want to win the game, and most of the time, especially when you're playing offense, which you're doing, you want to go first.
Okay. But what's the goal? Like, am I trying to get rid of all my cards? Am I trying to get all of your cards?
So you have life points, so it's sort of like a battle between like gladiators.
Okay.
Now you have like life points that say how much health you have, and I have life points that say how much health I have.
Uh-huh.
And so you're trying to like kill me, and so.
And I do that by playing particular cards that will hurt you.
Yeah, and so you have your own list that works. Yours is called Orzhov Aggro. Mine's called Boros Aggro. It doesn't.
And it's a list of all of the cards that I have.
Yeah, and so there's different ways to build Orzhov Aggro. You're just playing one form of it. There's probably hundreds of different ways. And so there's 60 cards in your deck.
Mhm.
We could count them at the end. Make sure you didn't cheat. But I mean, I set it up for you, so it doesn't really matter. I'm going first. Or no, you get to choose.
And
Do you want to go? I'd say you want to say I'm going first, and I get to draw first.
Okay. I'll go first.
Okay, so you be on the play, and I'll be on the draw.
Okay.
Alright. So now you pick up your cards after we've established that.
I can look
now
at
you
them?
can look at them.
Okay.
And now let's just play face up at first.
Okay.
So what you're looking for
I got a lot of heroes of someone.
what you're looking for is a balance between lands and non-lands, and then turn which you could play your first spell. And so those are the two things you're looking for.
Okay.
So you have 2 lands, which is perfect for an offensive deck. Now
And
look at
I'm
the rest
on
of the yeah, look at the rest of the cards. You don't have a 1-drop, but that's okay because you don't really have a lot of 1-drops in your deck. 1-drops are, you add up the symbols here, like the number plus how many of these symbols there are is the
Okay.
converted mana cost. So you have 2, 2, 2, 2, 3.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty good. So you can play all of these cards assuming you don't draw a land. And you're going to draw a land by the time you can play all of them. So predicting the first few turns of the game, you can say this is playable.
If I decided it wasn't playable, could I redraw? Could I redo it?
Yeah, so what you do is you take your cards and you put them back at the top of your deck or bottom of the deck and middle of the deck, and you shuffle again and you present it back to me and I shuffle for you, and then you draw 6. And so it's a penalty because you can't just accept any hand you want and keep doing that all day.
Right.
Okay, so for me, you don't know this because we don't communicate this to each other when we play. My goal is to the same thing. I want to have land. I have 2 lands, which is perfect, with a card called Magma Jet. And so I'll show you what this does during the game, but it's perfect to have 2 lands and a Magma Jet.
Okay.
Okay, so let's just say we're going to play. So I'm going to pretend we didn't just show each other our hands.
Okay.
Okay, so now we're sort of devising what's going on. And so you go first. So you don't draw a card at the start of your turn. You just play a land.
Discard.
You go straight into your main phase. And so during your main phase, you can't play any cards unless you have any lands.
But I have lands. But I want to play my lands.
You want to play your land. You can play 1 land per turn.
And what is the benefit of playing Swamp versus Plains?
If you have a card that is a black symbol, like if you have, so remember your converted
Like
mana
that?
cost. This would take 1 of anything plus 1 red. So if I had 2 reds, I'd be able to play it.
What's a red?
Red is a mountain. So you see this is red right here at the bottom.
Yeah.
And so it's the same symbol right there as right there.
Okay, cool. Oh, so I have like this sun, and then all of these guys have suns.
Yeah, it's called plains, and that one's called swamp.
Yeah. So which one do I want to play in this situation?
It doesn't matter. It's totally equal. Just one or the other.
Okay.
Okay, so you play that. So now, that communicates to me is that you're playing a deck that has white stuff. I have no idea if it's offense, defense, or anything.
Mm-hmm.
I just know that you're playing that. And so it doesn't really do anything, but you can't play any cards. And so you pass your turn. You say, I'm going to give priority to you. And so, I mean, you don't say, I'm going to give priority to you. You just say, pass turn, or however you want to do it.
But isn't this my turn?
Yeah. And so you play your lands in front,
Okay.
and then you play your creatures behind it.
Should I play them now?
No, because you have to have a converted mana cost of 1 or less, and you have 2s or less.
Okay.
2 or more is what you have.
Wait, but this... Okay.
So when you play a card, like I can't play anything until turn 2. Like these
Okay.
take 2.
Oh, so I need to put down my other land before I can
Yeah,
play.
and you can only play 1 land per
okay.
turn.
Cool. I get it.
Alright, so you pass priority to me.
Pass.
I draw a card at the start of my turn. And I'm going to play a land. Also plains.
Okay.
And I'm going to pass priority to you.
And I draw.
Yeah.
And would it be
So
beneficial?
the turn order, like within your turn, you have a bunch of little steps that you don't need to worry about. Basically goes untap, which they tap or untap. Nothing was tapped, so you don't untap. You draw, you just drew, and then it's called upkeep, which is like each turn if you have to do something during your upkeep, and then main